Okay, guys, so today what I'm going to be talking about is what buyers actually want and what buyers actually care about. And if you watch any of my content, you now understand that buyers want to be heard and they want their most desired outcome. A lot of real estate agents, and I would say 9 out of 10 real estate agents, love to post how much they've closed in volume, what rates they can get for people, their experience in years, and it's all about me, 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 me. And then they go to appointments, they go to listings, they go to showings, whatever it is, and they try to make the decisions for the seller or buyer. And yes, you are the expert. Yes, you are the guide, but it's not your money. It's not your transaction, and you don't have to live there. And a lot of buyers feel pushed because of this, and they feel not comfortable, and they end up getting to the closing table, and they kind of sit there sometimes, and they're like, "Are we making the right choice?" And the reason they feel like that is because the agents are choosing everything for them, and that's where most people get it wrong. If buyers feel like that at the closing, they will not give you referrals down the road, and they will not, give you their business again in 3 to 5 years. So, how can you avoid that? This is how you can avoid that. You have to first understand what it is buyers want and what their most desired outcome is. The reason I always say the word learn, 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 because every time I have an appointment, I have 2 appointments today. The first 30 minutes to an hour of our discussion is not going to be about me. It's going to be nothing about me. I am just a fly on the wall listening to their life story. I am asking, what's your current living situation? What's your current financial situation? What does your dream life look like? What are your goals in this home process? Do you know how this process works in regards to getting a pre-approval, earnest money, going to closing, closing costs? Did you know that you can actually buy the interest rate down with what we call discount points? All these sort of things. I'm asking them everything about their life, their situation, their desired outcome. Once I have all of that information from them, now I can provide my value to their specific situation. Not a broad overview of my value, not a broad overview of my experience and my this, that, and the other, because people could care less about your experience and sales skills and your statistics of success. If you can't help me specifically, you could have sold $400 million dollars in real estate last year. But if you have no knowledge and value to give to me on my specific situation, then I don't care about your experience. I will go find somebody else who can help my specific situation. This is the biggest investment people will make in their entire lives. They have to feel comfortable, they have to trust you, and they have to make the decision for themselves. So you've learned about them, you've learned everything about their life, their desired outcome, their desire or their financial situation, their living situation, all these sort of things, the time frame on when they want to do things. Now you provide your value to them based on that specific situation. So let's go through an example right here. Tommy, we're at the 430, 450 price point. I'm looking to move and, we want to live in the house by April. Cool. Well, here's a few new construction plans that will be done right about that time. And what else is important to you? Well, we would like a good rate. Well, what's a good rate to you? Rates have been 7% recently. What's a good rate to you? Well, if you can get it to about a 5.25, we can probably, think about affording that payment. And if we can get it in that time frame, we'd feel comfortable doing so. Well, they just gave you their most desired outcome. Now go figure out how to make that a reality. You know what I mean? So here's the situation. Tommy, you're my agent. I have, I want to be around the 450 price point. I want a 5.25 rate. I want my payment to be under 2,600 if I can. Can we do that? Let me see what I can do. First, let's find product and properties that are going to be available to move in by then. Cool. We found that. Now, let's go tour them. Let's go see them. Let's go make sure they're the right fit for you. Cool. We've already got the pre-approval at this point because if you're a good agent, you do that at the beginning, right? You have the pre-approval, right? And you go and now you say, okay, we found the house. Now, let's figure out how we can get to that rate for you. Now, this is where your value of specifics comes into their desired outcome. Right now, I'm looking at one of my preferred lenders that I use often. Right here, we've got an option for an FHA 5/1 ARM at 5%. There's your 5% interest rate, even better than a 5.25 interest rate. And you're going to give, them numbers based on that. Have your lender give them monthly payments based on that. Now, FHA, 3.5%, you're not putting down a ton of money. The payment might be a little high, but since you have that 5% rate, which is better than what you wanted, the payment might be, worth your while. And that's something that would adjust over time. But again, for your first year, you'll be comfortable. You'll understand what home ownership looks like. And then as you make more money throughout this year and save and budget right, even though the rate's going to go up, you can always refinance, and you can obviously, afford that payment if you adjust for it right. Or, one of my preferred lenders actually has this option for an FHA 30 year. That's a 5.625 rate. Now, I know that's not exactly what you wanted, but when it comes to situational for you guys in your future, this is a fixed rate, right? So whatever this payment is, it's only going to get lower. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you can refinance when rates come down. You can always buy discount points down in the future through a refinance. You can pay more of the principal and interest as you go. This might be a better option for you. Is it more about the rate or is it more about the payment? Well, Tommy, a 5.65 isn't what we wanted, like you said, but if the payment works where we want it, then to me, the rate is kind of irrelevant. Cool. Now I learned that about them. They basically said it's really not a rate problem. It's just a payment problem. Now me and the lender can go to work. Now he just said the rate really doesn't matter, even though that's what he started with, and it's really just the payment. Look, I'm going to go to my lender. I'm going to have you guys fill out some information. We're going to get some numbers, with this FHA program they've got running right now at a 5.625. With your FHA money down, with your credit, and we're going to see where we can get the payment that come in $200 more than what they expected. Now this is your job as the guider and the expert, right? Look, guys, I could sit here and lie to you and tell you that's what it's going to be, and you just gotta run the ball and be comfortable with it and go forward. That's how you get to a closing table and people feel uncomfortable. That's how you don't get referrals. That's why deals fall apart. That's why you feel shaky, and they feel shaky. In reality, what you can do is, again, provide value. Look, the lender, the numbers were a little bit higher monthly than you thought. There is different insurance companies we can go with for homeowners insurance. There's a few other things that we can get quotes on and see if we can get that number down just a little bit. And maybe I can drop it another $80. I got you as close as I possibly can for your most desired outcome. People now say, wow, he really went to work for me. He didn't just open doors for me. He didn't decide everything for us. He just simply listened to our most desired outcome, learned about us, and did his best to provide the most value to that specific situation as he could. Boom. That's how you get people to commit. That's how you get to go to the closing and let them feel confident that they made all the decisions and that they're ready to financially, roll with that for the next year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And that's how they feel like you were a great guider for them and you weren't just chasing a paycheck. And that's why they'll refer you to other people. I can't tell you the amount of times where people were almost hesitant. And then as I just guided them and provided value to their specific situation, not proof of me, my skills, my sales skills, anything like that. I'm just helping your specific situation to get to your most desired outcome. And then they get to the closing, they finish it, I get them the keys, and they're like, wow, I was in good hands with you, dude. I was in good hands with you. And I text these people all the time. Doesn't matter if they bought last week or last year. Hey, if you got anybody, well, first it's, hey, I want to make sure, how's the family? How are you doing? Is the house good? All that sort of stuff. Do you need anything from me at all? Like yada, yada. 9 times out of 10, people don't need much. At this point, they've been a homeowner, so they kind of figured it all out. And then it's, hey, if you got anyone, family, friends who's looking to buy, I would love to help them and to give them the same value and help that I gave you, once upon a time. 9 times out of 10, these people are like, of course, bro, I would love to send some money your way. When that time comes, I'll give you a call. That's how you become the 6-figure agent every year. That's how you generate income. That's how you become the 1 out of 10 agent, the 1% agent. You're not sitting here, look at my marketing, look at my sales skills, look at my experience, look at my volume, this, that, and the other. You're simply learning about the buyer, helping them get to their most desired outcome, and then fulfilling on your promise and letting them feel comfortable and make all the decisions. See, it's kind of like a study guide, right? if you want to get an A on the test and you ignore the study guide, you're going to go into the test balls to the wall and kind of just wing everything. And even if you get a 70 on it and pass, you're like, whew, you're sweating the grade the whole time, stuff like that. When in reality, the buyer is your study guide. Just study them, learn from them, learn from it, learn from what's the best. What do I need to do to make this a successful test for me? Learn from people, find their most desired outcome, find the root of what is the problem and what they most matters is most important to them, and then provide your value to that specific situation. You'll close more deals than you ever could have thought. Doesn't matter if you got your license last week, last month. This took me 2 years to figure out. If you can understand that it's not about your experience, it's not about your sales skills, you can fast track, 7 years of experience into 6 months and get the same results as that agent with 7 years of experience just by simply learning from the buyers, learning about their most desired outcome, providing value to that specific outcome, and leave the door open. Say, good luck, guys. I'm just want to help you any way I can. It's not about a paycheck for me. I'm just here to help. And whether you buy from me or use me or not, it's okay with me. I just want to be of service to you. That's where people feel comfortable in 2026. The hard, pushy sales method does not work anymore. The proof of look at me does not work anymore. We're in a financial economy where you just need to be of service and help people and provide them their most desired outcome, and you'll always have business in this real estate business. Trust me. I'll catch you guys in the next one.